Hello everybody! Not too long ago I was thinking about the infamous year 2038 problem. If it's the first time you hear about it, let me explain. The 32-bit applications are still widely used and Windows is not an exception. It's extremely backwards compatible. It can still run 16-bit applications if you apply enough elbow grease. I mean, that's good and all, right? The key problem is the 32-bit integer limit. The point when a number becomes so large, it's impossible to represent it using 32 binary digits. And the 32-bit applications use a 32-bit timer. I mean, not all of them, but most of them do. The timer is ticking, and each tick is equal to an increment. It's incrementing every second. And the beginning is set to January 1st, 1970 at 12 AM by convention. So that's a 0 on the timer. So the problem is there are too many seconds. They're ticking too fast and the number is increasing. In fact, the timer will reach its final value on January 19th, 2038 at 3:14 AM and 7 seconds before overflowing to 0. Well, that's the problem. Since it's all kind of like modular arithmetic, basically circular, the next second after that cutoff point will time warp the computer right back to December 13th, 1901. You might wonder then, how come can we set a year 9999 on Windows 11? I made a video about that. It was pretty popular. The key is you don't have to use a single 32-bit integer to represent the timer. You can use as many as you want. So for example, you can bring the timer from 4 bytes up to 256 if you wanted. You just have to use an array of 64 integers in that case. Then you'd synchronize them in some way and you're pretty much good to go. Well, why is that such a problem then, Enderman? Crap software design. Y2K was actually a result of terrible software design. Nobody looked so far into the future back then, which caused the problem. Everybody was using double digits instead of quadruple to represent a year, so that went well when we entered the new millennium. You'd assume we learned. And sure, Microsoft does have a large integer implementation. Basically, that's a structure of two 32-bit integers, constructing a single 64-bit one. It's still used in the kernel for backwards compatibility, as far as I know. I'm not sure though with Windows 11. They moved to 64-bit completely. But anyway, I wondered if that issue could theoretically affect Windows. And my good friend Daniel just found a component that falls victim to the year 2038. Ladies and gentlemen, Windows Media Player. As you can see, the player is running alright. So let's go ahead and break it by going into the future. Alright, set the year to 2038. Surprisingly, still works. Let's finish the amazing listening session and try playing the track again. Whoop! Uh-oh! Can't do that. Now we all know Windows consists of piled up layers of redesign and unfinished logic. Just think about the magnitude of this fiasco if there is still a core user experience functionality application that hasn't yet been replaced, failing the year 2038 check. I think that's all you need to know. Thanks for watching and take care.